Hello, Brian and AFCA coaches. My name is Ken Niumatalolo. I'm the head football coach at San Jose State University, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to be a part of Coach Norwood's presentation on transformational or transactional coaches. This is my 37th year in coaching, my 18th year of being a head football coach. Actually, Coach Norwood and I started together back in Hawaii as sophomores at Radford High School. And I think a big part of this discussion is because we have both been transformed by phenomenal high school football coaches. Coach John Velasco, we both played for him at Bradford High School. And then also went on to the University of Hawaii to play for Dick Tomey, who's also a coach here at San Jose State. And both of us were transformed as young men in this profession, and both of us are trying to get back. But first of all, I also want to thank all of you that are coaching, whatever level you're at, high school, junior college, D1, FBS, FCS, Group of Five, Power Four. Thank you for what you're doing. This job is more than transfer portal, more than revenue sharing. We're changing people's lives. And so Brian just asked me to share a few things of what I thought about this topic, also about our culture. And I thought I'd start off, as I thought about this, just to kind of start off on our board. It's kind of a saying that I've always had. I have it here in our staff room. I'm in our staff room here in San Jose. And I've always used this, and every year, the year might change, but these core principles don't change. I think one thing about culture and how you do things, I think everything should be governed by principles and whatever principles you have. Because you can't make decisions on everything. You can't have detailed decisions on everything. But being able to have some principles to kind of guide you and let those principles guide you in your specific everyday decisions. The first one, the core principle of what we do is love. And I've always told all of our coaches, to me, the litmus test of coaching here or being on our program is coach somebody like you'd want somebody to coach your own son or your own daughter. That's first and foremost. And so that's the litmus test. Is that how you're going to coach or teach or train your daughter, your son? And if that's the same way, then coach your guys like that. And so love is always the foundation of everything. And I know a lot of people talk about it and say things, but I think more than anything, people feel it. They can feel it. It's a big part of who we are as in our culture. Just people can feel it. And it's not something that you can fabricate or make up or buy. It's something that's just kind of who you are. The second part in our culture and the teaching part of it is example. I think the biggest part, what we can do as coaches, because the greatest title that we have as men is that of father and husband. And so besides helping our guys learn how to block and tackle and read coverages or play a coverage, the most important thing I think we can do is help them become better fathers and husbands for the future. And a big part of that just your example. What do they see? I've been fortunate enough to be around some great examples. Again, I mentioned Coach Dick Tomey, who's my college football coach, a phenomenal man. He came to the University of Hawaii in the late 70s, and he did a great job of bringing together different cultures. So you had the local Polynesian kids that were there in Hawaii. He also brought kids from the mainland. He brought, white kids, black kids. And I thought he did a great job. And the example that he showed me is that he did a great job of bringing all these different cultures, all these different ethnicities, different races together under one team in one locker room, and we all loved each other. And so that was a great example that I've always tried to follow. As I coach is that of Coach Tomey. The other part that in our culture is accountability, being at the right place at the right time, doing the right things. But I think accountability, again, we're going to hold our players accountable, but holding ourselves accountable. It's hard to, to tell your players to do certain things when you're not doing the right things. And so can you look yourself in the mirror as a coach and making sure that you're holding yourself accountable to certain standards in what you do? Obviously, we're going to try to hold all of our players accountable, but making sure that, our whole program's held to that type of standard. And the last part is just develop. So that's one part of our culture, just This is a big part of it. Obviously, the running, the lifting, the mental development, the physical development, academically, socially. You're developing the whole person. And Coach Nord always actually told me this before. There are wins in the football field, but there's also victories in life. And he was trying to get victories in life. And it's the same thing that I'm trying to do. Coach Nord and I have been best friends for almost 40 years, and we've always talked about these kinds of things. But developing football players is more than the football side, which is helping them become good people in everything that they do. Another part of our culture I thought I'd show, this is our season board. Obviously, we don't have our teams yet up, but we put all of our opponents here. But I put 3 core tenets of our program here. Team and me. Obviously, the team is in capital before me, but that's a big part of it. Just making sure that you always put the team before yourself. And that's the great thing about football. It's the ultimate team sport. The other part is servant leadership. I think the best way to lead, you got to learn how to serve first. I think one of the things that we do here that not many other football programs do, our coaches carry the bags of our players from the airplane to the buses, and it's just a way for us to show our players that we're willing to serve them. A lot of people talk about this core tenet of family and love, and this is stuff that we try to do. I think one thing I'll close with on this is the family part of it is we don't work on Sundays. And there's some people like in college football that's kind of almost unheard of. I know there are other teams that have done really well. I know Coach Satake does that at BYU, and they went 12-2 and number 10 ranked in the country. I've been a head coach for 17 years. 11 years we've gone to a bowl game. 6 years we haven't. So I know you can do it. I was at a school, we beat Notre Dame 3 times when we had no business beating them. So I know it can be done. I know they did that this past, last couple of years at Navy with Coach Newberry, and they went 11-2. And so, family is something you can talk about, and or do you actually live it? And that's something. These are core principles that we have here at San Jose State. Again, thank you guys for coming to the AFC. Thank you guys for trying to get better. And if there's anything you can take from this, first and foremost, love the guys that you coach.